Millie, what you doing in there? Oh, you silly cat. I don't know. What we gonna do with you, eh? Cheeky, cheeky. Now, don't cause any more mischief, you. Shoo! Shoo! Go away.
Really good people who, you know, wanted the same as what we wanted and wanted everybody to come together and just feel safe.
It's one of the things that made us want to move here was, yeah, it's boss.
But yeah, it is lovely. Everyone does know each other, and when we get out and see each other, we always have a really good time.
I think it's brilliant. I really do. It's really nice. It's a really good community. And I've lived around here all my life and I love it.
I moved from further up the road, about a mile away, but I didn't really know anybody outside the home. And since I moved to Windsor Street, I've met loads and loads of friends, and they always say hello, and it's all quite a friendly place, and you know, it's great the way it's just the way it is, you know.
Hello! Hello! Hello!
Daniel.
Hi, Daniel! Hello! Hey, say hello to everyone.
Do you want to water the flowers?
Let's do it together.
Everyone knows each other. Everyone knows each other's name. I'm friends with lots of my neighbours, and we all have each other's phone numbers. We contact each other and speak to each other and see each other, which is something I haven't had in anywhere I've lived, where we know everyone on the street, more or less. So these streets were abandoned for a lot of time, and only one person stayed on the street. His name's Eddie. All the streets were boarded up for years, and loads of antisocial behaviour. He had people smashing his windows, and he's got a family with kids. He's been through thick and thin here. I was always a bit like cautious of Eddie, because I didn't want him to think that we're just like coming into his place, his area, and like think it's all sweetness and light and stuff when he's been through like loads of difficult stuff. But then, so I was the first person to start putting plants out on the street because I was inspired by Granby. And then there was this abandoned cement mixer that didn't have the machinery. It was just the mixing bowl. It was really heavy, we couldn't move it. And it was another thing that had been fly tipped. And I filled it with soil and planted a tree in it. And then I went back to my house and I came out an hour later and Eddie was there painting it. He just got home from work. He's a painter and decorator. He was still in his overalls and he was just painting it like orangey red, like enamel. And I was just like gobsmacked. I started talking to him. I said, "Oh, how come you're doing this?" And he was like, "Someone's put a plant in it and made it look nice. I should only like start painting it." Just like really matter of fact doing it. And that was a totally inspirational moment for me, and really heartwarming that I could connect with someone who's been living here for ages and that he didn't mind us coming into his place. And that inspired us to keep going with the plants and do more community events. And I was inspired by what they did in Granby. They took things into their own hands and started putting plants out, painting the metal shutters into bright, colourful scenes, just to make it a bit more of a nicer area for people, really. And just learning to all live together better in a nicer way.
Four streets. On Beaconsfield Street, Rosa leaves the house, stares at boarded out windows. Moments later, she's searching out for old tins, brushes and a ladder. And then she's painting curtains onto council ply. Painting curtains in blue, purple, yellow. Painting out black, putting hope back, because this is not a war zone. This is Granby, this is her home, and she's just not having it anymore. She's not alone. Around her, doors open, brushes brandished. Next door in Cairn Street, Eleanor digs and plants, tends and nurtures green so that the grey and the bleak will have no place here. Ivies and creepers climb, hold on tight to would-be ghost buildings, and daffodils cheer from suitcases, tyres and bedroom drawers as Eleanor weeds. Because this is not a lost cause. This is Granby. This is her home, not a war zone. Back at Beaconsfield, paint dries in Liverpool sunshine. Now at number 56, pink polka dot curtains dance in acrylic. At number 70, two black cats now sit well glossed and watch the world unflinching. Whilst at the top at 91, Joan looks out from her living room window as her son brings Conway Castle to life. Paints a ruin onto a ruin, then steps back and says, "There's your view, mother. There's your view." Seasons change. The wildflowers sown by Helen on wasted land in Ducey Street grow tall. More street art appears. The council's no ball game sign on the wall mysteriously transforms into games please. And children start to emerge, like the butterflies painted in gold onto doors of blue. And they play, like they should do. And over the years the council come. And they say they'll paint them over or they'll knock them down, but they won't, though they'll try. And then they say they'll sell them privately, but the companies don't buy. Eleanor, Carol, Maria and Anne are with Rosa and Teresa's husband Joe. There's a gang of them on Germain and Kingsley, and Teresa's organising where things should go because there's a market starting outside Eleanor's and it's crammed with stalls and homemade cakes and Rosa's jerk chicken. And music to make your heart sing. Music to make your heart sing, and Granby beats like it used to back in the day, when its soul had a different scar. Some might say it's been payback for a riot, 30 years of managed decay. But there's a group of women who won't keep quiet. There's a group of people who want their say. Here's to Eleanor, Rosa, Teresa and Anne. Here's to all those who won't let it lie. Because there's too many years of promises broken and they're just not letting these buildings die. Bring them curtains. and hang them in every window, mend the roofs and fix the floor. Watch them walk home with their heads held high. 'Cause this is not a war zone. These are our streets. These are our homes. These are homes.
But then, like, lockdown happened.
You know, I felt like a prisoner half the time. You know, feel as though, what have I done? And there was nowhere to go. Couldn't even go outside because it was the middle of winter. You know, it was just a nightmare, you know.
So then we started having quizzes in the back garden, and everybody would come together because the houses all backed onto one another, and then you have like a communal space. And we'd all just found this connection. It really brought us together in the sense of that little area in the back of our house was like our little safe haven.
So through lockdown, a few of our neighbours next door on either side, a lot of food and drinks got shared on certain days. A lot of baking happened.
What was great was I dropped the bag of flour off on the doorstep, and in return, one day, surprise, a tray of good baked goods. And you know what? Even that, like when you're feeling a bit isolated, and it is hard because people have shut the doors because of a global pandemic, to still like get little like lockdown treats. And you know what? It's exciting. It's like, you know, when you're a kid and you got a letter, but instead you're an adult and you got cake.
Even though we've got this communal garden, I'd never really met my neighbours until the lockdown happened. One day these ducklings came along and the mum was sort of running around the garden, and it just brought us all together because we were taking photos and ringing the RSPCA because we were all just so worried that the cat was going to get them.
Chippy asked us if we wanted to go round and set off fireworks for Daniel, little ones. So we went over the garden wall and they set off fireworks for Daniel. He'd never seen them before. And then like there were just firework displays going off 360 degrees, just like everywhere you looked. You know, normally for bonfire night it's just one massive display going off in Sefton Park, but like it was just like every house was setting off fireworks. You know, you felt that togetherness. You just felt all those little communities of people. That was a really like special moment for me that night.
So the Grapes Community Garden started off, we ran sessions involving local community to get involved to develop the space, and we've ended up with a fantastic space now which has got a little mini orchard in there. We've got loads of vegetables that have been grown by groups of volunteers, and someone suggested, well, let's have a cafe, let's invite people into the garden, and from then we had lots of monthly cafes and having musicians come into play and just to enjoy the space, get close to nature and share.
I hadn't been playing for ages, got the dust off my cello and had to play, so it's, you know, we need to do this just for my well-being more often.
Because it makes you feel good, doesn't
yeah.
it? With the shop and the cafe from Squash being at the end of the road and the garden at the other end, it's just really attracted a lot of people, and it's just very good for the community. All different races and all different kinds of people come, you know, and they walk up and down and ride on scooters. So it's a really nice road, you know.
it's a very, very welcoming space, and lots of people from the local community feel really welcome to come in and just have a cuppa and have a chat and make friends.
And I just, every time I sort of look at it, I just can't believe that this used to be a car park. Because my dad probably drank in this pub.
You were like definitely a lovely healing place being around here when I had the chance to do voluntary and help out.
I think the cafes really made it going in the first few years. That's where everyone got together, you know, the neighbourhood and all other people, and we had meet new friends, and it was just great. Everyone looked forward to it, cooking and getting everything ready. You know, we had deck chairs, we had music, we had everything, food, and everyone enjoyed it. You know, and they all came back again. You know, the next time. But they were the highlights. Was the garden cafes. You know, they were great.
I hear a bird singing a tune, flying from tree to tree. Sometimes I wonder what it's like to be free. My neighbour is a lovely girl. We talk over the fence like old times come again. Neighbours can be friends. Finally got some time. For lunch I play my ukulele. Finally got some time. Now we'll do some practice daily. I like to see all the positives I found some time to sing. Less time on the motorway might just be the best thing. Free to work, sitting in the sun, drinking too much tea. Read more books and watch programs on TV. Finally got some time. For lunch I play my ukulele. Finally got some time. Now I'll do some practice daily. I hear birds singing a tune. I wonder if they